Alabama and Oklahoma are playing right now? Damn. Shit.
Who playing right now?
Oklahoma and Alabama.
I thought Alabama was in the playoffs.
They are. I'm surprised they're playing now, though.
Oh, no, they ain't playing right now. Come on at 8 o'clock. What's the first round game?
Well, that should be, we should have enough time before that comes on. I gotta get ready to go bowling, though.
That and the Jake Paul fight come on tonight.
I could give less of a shit. People are talking about, oh, I need to place bets on it. I'm like, wait, don't do that. Save your money, you fucking idiots. Did you see that Seahawks game?
Yeah, I seen the ending of it. That was crazy.
That was a wild game. I'm like, I saw highlights on Tom Cross's channel. I'm like, God damn.
Because we don't know what. I don't think it was a fumble either.
I wouldn't think anything of it, really.
I thought it was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, it's a forward pass, but I mean, I get it's going backwards, but at the same time, it's like it's still a forward fucking pass.
Yeah, then you can kind of hear the whistle blow.
Yeah. Yeah, when the whistle blows, I mean, Bengals fans have no room to talk after that game against the Raiders. I mean,
so it was like they gave them that win.
I mean, you don't choke a big lead with 8 minutes. I mean, unless you're the Packers, they did it in 5. It is funny. The Rams choke it in 8, but the Packers choked it in 5. It is funny how that works. Hopefully everybody's enjoying this pre-game commentary.
God damn, Washington blew Boise State out.
Oh, in the LA Bowl?
Yeah.
Boise State ain't even that good this year.
That's interesting.
Well, their best players that got them to the playoff last year, they've all been drafted for the most part. Did you find that video?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, just take your time. I don't need it right now. Oh, is it a promo channel?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to it. Is there a timestamp that I need to be aware of, or?
It's pretty much just a whole clip.
Oh, okay. Hopefully this plays out. My frames are dropping like crazy. Anyway, what is going on, fellow YouTubers? This is Heath Nation 2465, and welcome to a very abrupt episode of the Berserk and Nasty podcast. I am joined by the Ghost Face, Choo Choo Charles, Swiggity Swoogity.
What's happening?
He's coming for that booty. Anyway, so we got a couple topics here. Let me see. Let me get this link that you put. Oh, here we go. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. We'll put that right here and talk about it at the end of the show.
We're just in a sleep.
Okay. Oh. Alright. We're good. We are good to go. Okay. So there are a couple topics we're going to talk about. There have been some dark stories that have been going around recently. You know, obviously our thoughts and prayers are with the family and loved ones of Rob Reiner and Greg Biffle and his family. Very tragic shit happening this week. We're going to talk about it on the Tributes episode for sure. Just making sure we touch base on everything. I know it's been very grim. But I got this slid across my table from Sensitive Society. For those of you who don't know who this bitch is, it's Frogan. Obviously, I talked about the H3 lawsuit that he had against 3 of Hassan Piker's orbiters and defenders. Casey Tron has settled with Ethan on the grounds of copyright. Denims is fighting, and then we got, I don't know what Frogan's trying to do here. I heard somewhere that she is going to fight it, and I've heard another thing saying that she isn't going to fight it, so on and so forth. But, yeah, she's not the most popular streamer right now, and she recently broke down. This is from Yeet. First off, nice little background you got there, buddy. Frogan gets emotional talking about how difficult streaming has been for her in recent months. Twitch streaming sucks. I fucking hate it. It's been bad for a few months. It's my job, though. I have to focus on the money. Okay, the moment that you start having to talk about money, right, that's when you probably should get a fucking job. I don't know what to tell you. But we'll show this part. This is, of course, coming from our boy Sensitive Society. Shout out to him. We're going to skip ahead here, and this is her breaking down. She's broke! Continue.
Streaming sucks. I fucking hate it. It's been bad for a few months.
Yeah, but just have fun with it. Like, if you have fun with it, it doesn't matter. Forget about the...
Right. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Based over here is saying what we're all saying. Right? If it's not fun, then don't fucking do it. Right? And she's over here like, oh, I gotta be entertained, I gotta think about the money. It's like, dig. When you start thinking about the money, it stops being fun. And when it stops being fun, get a job. And she's talking about how she's broke and she's begging for money and she's crying. Little tear. Okay, first off, look at this one image right here. Charles and the rest of the chat. Look at these look at those little fingernails. Look at them fingernails. How much do those things cost? They probably cost $100, $200 just for custom fingernails like that, if I had to guess.
Probably so.
I mean, you can't sit up here and complain about money, and yet you're spending it on vanity and what's the word I'm looking for? Glamorous shit, really. I just don't. If you hear a few minutes in this, good shit. Welcome. Welcome to the cast, Iceman. But yeah, I don't feel sympathy for this woman. This woman is the same woman that said she hopes that all soldiers get PTSD because of the shit going on in the Middle East. This is the same woman that has cried about how Twitch hasn't given her breakout streamer of the year, so they put her on the ballot for a second year in a row. And then enter my less fatter cousin. Oh, for fuck's sake! Google just had to. Here comes the money. Talking about money and no Shane McMahon. Damn it, Says. First off, welcome to the podcast. I don't think he's ever been. So we got Caleb Hammer here. He's basically the guy that does like financial audits and stuff of different streamers, different YouTubers and whatnot. And he made an offer to do an audit on Frogan. Wasn't going to do anything, wasn't going to bring up drama. He just wanted to give her financial advice, you know? Because she's sitting here crying about the money and whatnot. And she goes on this long-ass rant. And this is the reason I'm talking about this on the podcast now, because this kind of fucking made my blood boil. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. And it goes a little something like this, right? It goes, quote, "I don't need a YouTube financial advisor to try to degrade me for content since that's what's popular." He wasn't trying to degrade you. If anything, he's trying to help you. I don't get where this notion is. I mean, yes, there's going to be YouTubers out there, you're watching one of them, that are going to degrade you based on your behaviors, right? But at the same time, sweetheart, I'm also going to give you some good advice on top to make you learn. And that's what Kino Casino does. I don't think Caleb Hammer does it, but I don't know. I haven't seen his channels. Only just the stuff that's been popping up here. Wort says we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it, all right? Just hang tight. Hang tight. You might not like what we're going to say, but it is what it is. I wasn't crying to my audience for money. I had a normal reaction to what a friend said when they called in. Okay. I'm sorry. Charles, if I break down crying on this podcast, does that seem normal to you?
Not really.
No. It wouldn't be normal for me to get on this phone. I mean, unless a loved one dies and whatnot, then it's justified. But if I sit here, I'm like, I don't have enough money for my trading card set. I wanted a Dortmund card. You would look at me and probably be like, fuck you, Heath. Get a life. Go buy some Prime. Oh, shit. People sit in my chat and screen record the entire thing. Clipping is turned off on my channel solely to hate watch and post clips out of context. Do you even know what the definition of context is? Oh, but they hate watch too. Yeah, welcome to the internet, sunshine. But it's this line right here that fucking just sends me off here. I'm allowed to have feelings about my own life with the community I've built. All right. Frogan. Yes. You have a right to have emotions on your stream. But we as a community and we as viewers also have a right to react to what you are doing. We have a right to laugh at you. We have a right to comment about you. Okay? That is freedom of speech. Unfortunately, you wouldn't know what freedom of speech is because your head has been so far up Hassan Piker's ass. It's basically what would happen if Jabba the Hutt sat on Thomas the Tank Engine's face. They peeled his face off his ass, put makeup on it, and look, it's you! Anyhow. She goes on this rant. I have loved streaming for years and wouldn't be doing it still if there weren't so many positives. Stop. Just stop right there. You're not a positive streamer. I'm just going to say this right up front. Most of these people that say, I stream for positivity, a good chunk of them are some of the most negative motherfuckers on this platform. Alright? I do it for so many positives. Oh, saying that soldiers should get PTSD? That's a positive, guys. Crying over the fact that you don't make money? That's a positive. Good Lord. And you want to hear some shit, Charles? You want to hear some shit?
What's that?
She said that she moved to California just so that she could get close to a lot of streamers, right? On God,
Mm-hmm.
this is exactly what she said. Charles, do you need to move to California to be able to be a great streamer?
Not really. Matter of fact, it ain't too many streamers I know that live in California.
Right. Let's go over some YouTube personalities. Because people are going to be like, oh, Heath, you and Charles are from Ohio. What type of content creators come from Ohio? Do I need to list them out? Jake Paul, who's fighting tonight. Logan Paul. Markiplier. I Show Speed. You know what those guys have in common? Two things. They're from Ohio, and they happen to have one of these things.
And don't forget about Roman Atwood.
Is Roman Atwood from Ohio?
Yep.
You're bullshit.
Yeah, he still lives in Ohio too, I believe.
Does he live in Ohio? Oh shit, you are. You're all right. He does live in Ohio. And I think he has over 10 million too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Thornville, Ohio. Atwood, okay. Well, add 5 to that list. So yeah, you don't have to be in California to be able to be successful. Anyway, it's all just a bunch of bullshit. She never wants to take accountability for herself. She's all about negativity, and it's come back to bite her in the ass. I don't feel sorry for you. You know, this is the price you pay to be a public figure. It's just like I said when I was going after Casey Tron. It's the price you pay to try to be an online figure. And you can't handle that because no one's ever told you no in your life. I'm willing to bet. So, I don't feel sorry for her. I hope she gets PTSD from watching this podcast. Oh, I'm such an asshole. All right, now we get on to the sports world. That this picture right here is a fucking thumbnail. This is a fucking emote right here. What is this face? Oh shit. God, ESPN, you are so dumb. So let's talk a little bit about soccer. We haven't talked about soccer since Messi won the MLS Cup. We don't normally talk about the bitter news. We just talk about the scores because nobody really knows the ins and outs. But Real Madrid, the most prestigious team in Europe right now, They have been going through a rough patch, which is weird, Charles, because they're second in the Spanish league. Oh my God, Says, stop! Stop! Says in chat, if you want someone to get PTSD, have her behind the O-line of the Cincinnati Bengals. Don't let Justin hear you say that. Oh, fuck, that's great.
How long these motherfuckers be playing soccer?
What do you mean?
I could have sworn this league, when you was talking about this league, was playing soccer in the summertime. Like, they still playing?
It depends. So, a lot of their tournaments get started, like, early because they're big tournaments. They have, I think, the FA Cup has, like, 700 teams on God.
Like, damn, motherfucker.
Well, because it's not just Premier League. You got the Championship, you got League 3, 4, 5, 6. I think they go all the way to 8. So all teams have a chance to win that trophy, in a sense. And I think Bundesliga is the same way for Germany. And La Liga here, where Real Madrid is the same way. Now, Charles...
So is this a country or is it like worldwide teams?
What do you mean? Like the tournaments?
Yeah, the tournaments. It is like for a specific country?
A specific country. So,
okay.
The United Kingdom has the FA Cup. United States and Mexico, we have Leagues Cup, of course. And America has the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
Okay.
And then Germany has DFB Pokal. And I think the Spanish League have the Copa, Super Copa.
Like, and the World Cup is just self-explanatory, right?
The what?
The World Cup is just self-explanatory, right?
Oh, yeah, easily. That's just all the countries. Yeah, that's why I got confused when I first got into soccer. It wasn't the teams. I understood that. It was the tournaments. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Because there's so many of them.
Yeah, I'm like, when the fuck is the season going in?
Around the, summer for the most part. Unless it's international duties, which is about to pick up next year with the World Cup. Now that you bring that up, honestly. But so the most prestigious team is Real Madrid. Now, Charles, imagine this, right? You're an absolute powerhouse European team. You're top 10 in all of Europe for the Champions League. You're second place in your country. In the country of Spain. You're doing good competing for your tournament. But now there's drama that's going to implode and it's an absolute train wreck? What? Apparently, that's Real Madrid right now. all because of their new coach. So Xabi Alonso is their coach, and apparently he's lost the locker room, which is interesting, but we'll read into this ESPN article. Xabi Alonso denies he needs Real Madrid to publicly back him. Xabi Alonso has insisted that Real Madrid are united from the president to the players, denying that a public show of support... Your
screen zoomed in.
Is it zoomed in?
Yeah. But it might just be the article.
Yeah, I have it zoomed in for a reason.
Okay. All right.
Real Madrid fake drama. I got that joke, guys. Man, that's pretty funny. Are united from the players and the players, denying that a public show of support. Yeah, I always zoom in to make it easier for my stream to read. Alonso came under serious pressure after back-to-back home defeats to Celta Vigo and Manchester City, which was also Champions League. Earlier this month, ESPN reporting that club executives were debating his future, although the team has since posted wins against Alves in the league and Talavera de la Reina in the Copa del Rey. That's Spain's tournament. By the way, I think Talavera's like third league in Spanish play, and the score was like 3-2. So yeah, it wasn't that good. Honestly, just reading between the lines, I think it's an ego thing, really. I think Xabi Alonso has a much different philosophy than Real Madrid's previous manager, Ancelotti, I think his name was. And that, I think, is clashing with the egos of the team, because it's no secret that Real Madrid has great players. Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Vinny Jr., Camavinga, as he's showing here, David Alaba. And I just don't... The problem with this team is their egos. Like, Vinny Jr. was the golden child of this team last year. Or 2 years ago. Mbappe has been shown to have a massive ego that goes back to his days in PSG and playing in the World Cup for his native France. So I think there's just a bunch of mudslinging because a bunch of people are getting pissed off, which tends to happen. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Sparky Anderson. When Sparky Anderson used to manage the Reds, he had a ton of egos on that big red machine. Johnny Bench, Pete Rose, Dave Foster, a bunch of them. Concepcion, Tony Perez, Ken Griffey Sr. Like, they were all interesting characters. They were great at the game, but a lot of them carried a lot of baggage. And it was a chore for Sparky Anderson to manage that. But they got 2 World Series, 75 and 76. But then Sparky goes to Detroit. And ever since then, ever since he won that World Series with them in 84, he's always talked about how much he loved managing the Tigers over managing the Cincinnati Reds. Marge Schott, of course. How could you forget Marge Schott? And I think Alonso's in a similar situation here, where on a team like Bayer Leverkusen, it was easy to manage because he had all that depth and everybody was in together, right? Everybody could keep each other in check and basically fulfill Alonso's philosophy. That's how Leverkusen got their first Bundesliga title in over 100 years. And now that he's on Real Madrid with all these big names and all these big egos, it's coming back to bite him in the ass. And I think that's why we're getting like a hostile takeover. But it'll be interesting to see how that plays out over there. It's just, you wouldn't think anything of it, especially with a team as dominant as Real Madrid is right now. You wouldn't think that there's any drama. It's just interesting. Now, we're staying on ESPN. I didn't know a damn thing about this. All the attention in the college world has been focused on the playoff and whatever the fuck's happening to the Michigan coach. And then you, Charles, slid this across my table yesterday, and I was intrigued. I was really intrigued by this, to say the least. So
it's kind of a slippery slope.
It is a slippery slope because there's not really much details to come out of this, right? We just know that there's some bullshit going on with the students and public use of alcohol, and that's it. We don't know much about it. Also, it's the Ohio Bobcats. No one really ever talks about the Ohio Bobcats, despite the fact that it is one of the most big party cities or party universities in this country. I shit you not. Go look it up. But yeah, Ohio University cites extramarital affairs, alcohol use in firing Coach Brian Smith. Okay.
They kind of did it under the radar.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's been under the radar for a while because of the fact that this whole Michigan thing's come about. So anyway, this article states, Ohio University cited football coach Brian Smith's romantic relationships, including one he had admitted to with a student, as well as an allegation of public intoxication in a letter stating his intent to fire him for cause. He was put on leave on December 1st, was fired Wednesday, so 2 days ago, for what university called serious professional misconduct and participating in activities that reflect unfavorably on the university. Like I said before, Athens, Ohio, pretty big party city. I find it highly doubtful that it's unfavorable, given that reputation to begin with. Jimmy Sex puppet overshadowing the clear collision. No, trust me, Says you would have to rewind a little bit to the 2 episodes ago when I roasted Lane Kiffin. Yeah. It wasn't overshadowed by me. Coaching under the influence, that should be a crime. Hey, write it in the law, Trump. The school did not provide specifics on Smith's misconduct before Thursday. Good Lord.
They be doing it. These females be sleeping with them for the money. It gotta be.
What's that?
I said they be sleeping with these coaches for the money. They gotta be.
Well, I mean, Bobby Petrino got exposed for that shit, if you remember. Wasn't he sleeping with his assistant?
Yeah, it was something like that.
And they got into like a motorcycle accident with her riding in the back. And she was supposed to get like married apparently too. It's like, what the fuck? In the attempt to terminate the letter obtained by multiple media outlets through a public records request, which you can get through FOIA, fun fact, University President Lori Stewart Gonzalez wrote that Smith's extramarital affairs, including one with an undergraduate student, brought disrepute, scandal, and ridicule, which violated his employment agreement with the school. Smith has been under contract through the 2029 season and was owed about $2.5 million in remaining salary.
It's crazy. I think they got a bowl game coming up too.
Do they?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Let us look. Bowl game. Yeah, I think they had a positive record. Yeah, here it is. Wait, I think it's the second year that they've taken on UNLV. Yeah, it's the second year these two have faced off.
What the hell is that bowl called?
The Frisco Bowl against
Frisco Bowl.
Against UNLV, which it's an all right bowl game. Damn, you weren't wrong. Boise State did get destroyed. That's going to be the last time they have that LA Bowl. I mean, it's great that it's hosted by Gronk as opposed to Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, I forgot that all these bowl games were happening. A little bit of a channel update for you guys. We are going to be doing a watch party for this, the Liberty Bowl between Navy and Cincinnati, on that January 2nd. So be on the lookout for that. I might use my offense. Go ahead.
Since Brandon Stores be left, it's like I really want to watch it. I don't know how much of a chance they got.
Who's their quarterback now? Is it Drogbosh?
I think so.
Drogbosh is all right. And I think the German guy, he retired. Well, we got that one dude from one of those big high schools in Texas. I don't know if he committed to Cincinnati, though. I know that's like his preferred choice, but there's a difference between that and committing.
I wonder where Brandon Sorsby going to go.
They say Texas Tech. I'm like, is Morton going to be entering the draft, though? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But a lot of people are pretty pissed off by the fact that there are 2 group of 5 teams in the college football playoff. Now, I'm not going to show this full video. We're only going to play a couple of clips, right? But this is from M. Voss, who did a really, really good job. Really good job explaining the media bullshit that's been happening because of the fact that there are 2 group of 5 teams in the playoff. But we're only going to show like 4 parts of this because, I mean, I think it was the best decision. You know, the ACC fell apart. You know, I don't know what to tell you all. But we're going to play this intro. This intro, it's already going to have your blood boiling a little bit if you're...
Tulane and JMU both making the college football playoff is probably the coolest thing that's ever happened in college football since I've been alive. And of course,
Cincinnati ain't making the playoff. Don't ring any fucking bells. M. Voss! M. Voss! Damn it! Fucking throwing shade at the Bearcats. I see how it fucking is.
I've been alive. And of course, everyone went ballistic!
Everybody knows Ole Miss is not playing the same sport as Tulane. But for some reason, we're still forced to pretend they are.
Does Tulane even play on TV? Have they?
CW, I think.
Yeah, CW. I do not want them to get a shot.
Time
Oh, this part right here.
to get rid of the G5 schools. And I'm not going to give you the, with all due respect, because I don't really care.
You know what? I'm just going to be dead honest. Paul Finnebaum is to college football what Dave Meltzer is to pro wrestling. He's an old has-been who used to be good at his job, used to love being able to talk about his sport, but slowly but surely, people were able to see through his bullshit. People were able to see his bias, and he couldn't handle it. So he had to be able to come up with hot takes and journalistic bullshit to try to stay relevant after being exposed for being a fraud. That's basically what Dave Meltzer is. You know, he used to be respectable, and then he got a little bit too cozy with pro wrestling, the industry, and then decided to become a sellout. And now he has to be on his high horse to preach to people like, oh, I knew all this stuff. This is what wrestling should be. Paul Finnebaum's the same thing with college football. This is what college football should be. Good Lord, dude. What a fall off from grace. He fell off from grace faster than his hairline. I'll give you a bit of credit, Meltzer. You at least have hair after all these years. This little muppet over here. You know what he reminds me of, Charles? He's like Walter. Remember the puppet from Jeff Dunham? He's basically Walter.
He do be pissing me off a lot.
It's just, good Lord, dude.
About Tulane or James Madison.
It's literally a safety issue.
It's ridiculous to have them included.
Why would you tell half the sport that they don't count?
They don't!
James.
Who is that? I'm sorry. Who are you? Who are you? No, never heard of her.
To have them included.
Why would you tell half the sport that they don't count?
They don't!
James Madison and Tulane in the college football playoff is DEI.
Bro. Clay. My God. I love you, Clay. But this ain't it, Chief. Stop it. It's not DEI. It's not DEI, bro. Okay, if you want to go about it like by state, I mean, James Madison, okay. But Tulane is in the South. I don't think they're going to be thinking about DEI in the South, buddy. Like I said, I love you, Clay. And I get that we're only showing snippets here, and I don't know his full explanation, but I probably don't need a full explanation to be like, yeah, that's kind of shit. Even the chat's like, the damn Says is black and even thinks it's bullshit. Charles, I know you're black. You think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. Come on. Stop the cap. And I mean, I don't have an issue with Clay Travis. Everyone, he comes up with great points here and there, but this ain't it, Chief. Just stop.
We help individuals.
Shut the fuck up with your ad. But anyway. Alright, we'll skip ahead here.
Let's be for fucking real. People saying Tulane and JMU crashing the playoff are charity invites. DEI didn't earn it. Wrong. The 7 remaining spots in this playoff are the charity invites. What did
I want to hear him. I want to hear him cook.
you do to get here? Win a couple big games, only have 1 or 2 bad losses? Great job, you and 30 other teams. You have no trophies to hoist, no true success to reminisce on. Is that why you want to make the playoffs so bad? Because it's a validation of what would otherwise be a tacitly worthless season? Sorry, your complaints are invalidated. Win your conference or quit complaining. And if your response to that is,
Oh, but winning our conference is so much harder than those other ones.
maybe you shouldn't have bloated your fucking conferences in the first place.
Of course. Of course. And the reason they did that, the reason they inflated their conferences the way that they did, money, revenue, because ESPN were being a fickle little cunt when it comes to airing games, TV time, all that shit. And they knew that they were going to sink down the hole, especially with organizations like Fox and CBS eating up them time slots for their big games on Saturday and the Big Ten deals and all the other teams.
Especially when you got teams like Notre Dame.
Right.
Got them big TV deals.
Right, with NBC. Exactly, Charles. Exactly. And they couldn't handle the fact that they were going to get swallowed up. And also, here's another thing, too. This is something that I just thought of, Charles. So, in college football, okay, this is the part where I take my glasses off. You know it's getting serious when the autistic man has to remove his glasses, right? So, in college football, these analysts have an issue with small teams getting in the big dance. But wait a minute, Charles. You know where else small teams get into the big tournaments in college?
Where?
March Madness?
Oh, yeah.
The College World Series? The gymnastic tournaments? The 4 on the floor? Where there are teams in the middle of buttfuck nowhere going up against Livy Dunn? We don't have an issue with that. But no! In big bad college football, it's fucking illegal! It's an absolute travesty!
Because it's fucking all about money.
Because it's always about the Benjamins. As Micah Richards would always say. It just doesn't make sense. I don't think it'll ever... This point right here, stop pretending that you care. First off, that's a good... Stop pretending you care about football. Yes, I agree with this point too. It goes back to what the hell you just said, Charles. These people don't give a fuck about the sport. They don't care. Like I said about Paul Finnebaum, he's just an old head trying to come up with hot takes to try to stay relevant in a sport that he pretends he loves. It's no different than Dave Meltzer with football. Pro wrestling. Dave Meltzer acts like he loves pro wrestling, but if you don't conform to his style that involves Mitsuharu Misawa or Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks doing 55 flips in 10 minutes, then you're the problem. And even, oh my God. Are all athletes who are not gifted in said sport would not get into said college dumb as fuck? Well, that's another thing. You know what, Says? I'm going to bring up this point right now. I'm going to pull up an article right here, or I'm going to pull up a picture, I should say. I'm going to put this screen up. Oh, I forgot to adjust for 1080p purposes. Let me fix that. Because I heard about, did you hear about this thing with TJ Finley, Charles?
No.
That quarterback, he's now transferring to his, 7th school. Under the...
how many fucking years he been in college?
I think 5 or 7.
They really need to change that damn rule. You should not be able to play college this long.
Right. You shouldn't.
What was Georgia's quarterback who was 34 and still in college? Or some shit like that.
Georgia's quarterback?
It was when they won the last time they won a national championship.
Right.
I forgot his name.
I can't remember his name. He started at 50. I think he did. But I want to pull up a picture here. That's why the screen's up, guys. Don't fret. Don't fret.
The guy was damn near 30, still in college. Bro.
Don't fret. I'm trying to get a good picture of this woman that I want to talk about. Here we go. All right. Because, Says, you make a very good point as shown here. Would not get into said college. So, there is a hidden problem with DEI, not DEI, the NIL deals, because everybody's going to start chasing the money, right? People start chasing the money and they lack the education, okay? With this TJ Finley individual and the dude, I think I know who you're talking about, the guy from Georgia, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember his fucking name.
Was it Carson Beck or something like that?
No, it wasn't Carson Beck. It wasn't. I know who you're talking about. He transferred to Rice. Transferred to Rice from Georgia. And I know this because he played in the same JT Daniels. There you go. It was JT fucking Daniels. Let's pull up TJ Finley here because we need to talk about this. So, the University of Missouri coach has been talking about how he's getting calls from other companies and getting calls from people's fathers and mothers, right, to go transfer to another school for more money, right, just like TJ Finley's doing here. 7th season.
Yeah, they need to change that rule. That's crazy.
While seeking approval for 7th year, longevity and unconventional arc, right? Now, the transfer portal, right? This is the problem with it. Because it's always about the money, like you said. It's never about the education. All right? Now, Charles, could I name you a case where the transfer portal actually works for educational purposes and stuff for an athlete?
Yeah.
Would you like to know the one time where it does work? I'll give you all a hint. This is a woman that we have brought up, not necessarily on the podcast, but we've brought her up on streams. Specifically, my moderators. My Gooner mods in Dom the Writer and Bukaki Lord. They'll be happy they got their shout out. But this woman right here exemplifies the best use for transferring from one school to another when it comes to athletics and academics. Enter this woman right here. Her name, Savannah Schooner. As you see here, she's from LSU. But, she was in Florida for 4 years, part of their gymnastics team. She has been working on her college degree, right? She worked on her college degree for, I think it's athletic-based, like sports science. I don't remember exactly, but here, I can look it up. What the point I'm trying to make is she stayed the 4 years in Florida, got a championship with them her senior year. But of course, because she was an athlete during the pandemic, she got a 5th year. Her education wasn't fully completed. She decided to go to LSU to complete her education and prepare for her future. Because she knew that she wasn't going to be able to do gymnastics forever. Right? Like gymnastics, the window is like small. It's not like football where you got, if you don't make it in the NFL, fine, you can go up to Canada, or you can compete in the UFL, or you can do like amateur, right? Gymnastics is such a small window. You can only do it within the confines of competition for specific events, like the Olympics. She knew that it wasn't going to be a future, right? So you know what she does? She decides to finish her education out in LSU. And not only does she finish out her education and prepare for her future, she gets another championship with LSU right after she got one with Florida. So she used her championship experience from Florida to help out not just Livy Dunn, but just listen to some of the names I'm going to bring up here. Haley Bryant, the only gymnast up to this day that has gotten a perfect 10 on every event that she performed. Vaults, beam, the open mat, what have you, right? You got Aaliyah Finnegan, who is basically the pride of the Filipino Olympic team. Okay? Now, picture this for a moment, Charles, as I'm telling you this story. Imagine if Savannah here decided to pull a TJ Finley and go from Florida to LSU to Missouri to Oklahoma to Auburn. Not only would she screw herself in the athletic field, but she'd probably screw herself in the academic field because schools are going to be teaching what she wants a lot differently. Let's say economics, for example, right? Like Bowling Green, the way they teach economics is probably going to be a lot different than South Carolina, right? Missouri is going to teach economics a lot different from Cincinnati. UCLA is probably going to teach economics a lot different from Alabama. That's just examples that I have. So not only would she screw herself athletically, she would screw herself academically. She did it right, though. She got her education from Florida and decided to take it up a notch for her future and go to LSU. Now she's over there assisting other gymnasts in LSU well after she's graduated. And I say, hats off to her. This is how the transfer portal should work in sports. It shouldn't be about the money. It should be about your future. Point blank, end of sentence. End of paragraph. Anyway, let's continue this. So, the point that M. Voss here brings up is that a lot of these guys don't care about football. They really don't. They're only there to talk about football for the money, for the most part. Maybe with the exception of Nick Saban, because that is why Nick Saban retired in the first place, because of the fact that people were more or less talking about NIL than they were about committing to Alabama. But just listen to this.
Don't. Y'all don't love football itself. You love specific football teams. You like logos. You like brands. You like people with money. And all that is fine in a bubble. But we don't live in a bubble. We have to pretend you guys actually watch more than just the specific teams you care about. And only want to see those specific teams because it's all you know.
I don't really care about Tulane or James Madison.
It's absolutely unacceptable these types of programs have been allowed to brand themselves as the national media. No, you're locked on SEC with higher production value. It's time we stop treating your opinions, yes, until the games are played, they are still opinions, as anything grander.
Yes. Like, have we not learned from previous years about small teams and all that? Just wait until it's... Don't wait until it's over. I mean, wait until it's over. I'm losing my fucking mind.
Yeah, because otherwise, what's the point of them winning?
Right.
Every year, just to go to a simple bowl game.
Right. And
nobody wants to watch the same 12 teams in the playoffs every single year.
Well, it's not even that, Charles. It's not even that. It's the same particular teams. Ohio State, Bama, Oklahoma, Georgia. You want to throw the Miami Hurricanes in there? We can. When you look at the 12 teams, right? How many of those teams have either not won anything significant ever or not won anything significant in a long-ass time?
I mean, and it's like Alabama has to lose at least 4 games just to miss the playoffs.
But here's the thing. What I'm trying to say is, right, you got Indiana, you got Texas Tech. I don't know if you can throw Oregon on there because they still get media attention despite the fact that they haven't won anything major. They're always a constant contender, though, right? I mean, James Madison, Tulane. I wouldn't throw Ole Miss in there because of the fact that they get a lot of media attention. But even then, those teams still get fucking disrespected like crazy. Like, Indiana's number 1. And yet they're being overshadowed by the teams that got in based on a courtesy, you know? It's ridiculous. Big media. And then here's this last point. Again, we're only showing the specific clips. But, I read my timestamp wrong. Here we go.
All 4 first-round games last year were blowout wins for the home team. There weren't any group of 5 teams even involved in those ones. The only group of 5 team in the playoff got a bye, which of course was immediately legislated out of there by the Power 4 the following year.
It was in the best interest of the game to make this adjustment.
Yep, okay. Ugh. Will Tulane and JMU lose in the opening round? It's certainly likely. I think that's fair to admit. Especially in
Okay, and you know what the big thing about it is? It's a lose-lose for the NCAA, because if James Madison and Tulane do get blown out, I think James Madison will get blown out. I think Tulane actually has a chance against Ole Miss. Just with the recent news and the fact that they've faced off before, so they have that edge, I think Tulane has the advantage. But these are the scores from the first round of last year. The only reason that Indiana one is even close is because they came back within like the last 5 minutes. It was a done deal by that third quarter. Same thing with Texas versus Clemson. So if James Madison and Tulane lose, it just further proves the point that nothing, just because it changed, it stayed the same. It's like General Shepard says at the beginning of Modern Warfare 2. The more things change, the more they say the same. And you would just basically be proving that point if they get blown out. But if they lose, Ole Miss and Oregon, I mean, that also sucks for you because the theory and the bias basically get thrown right back in your face. The Bull Alliance was trash. Like, oh, we got to allow a computer to do everything. Like, it didn't work. But yeah, I'm personally glad for James Madison and Tulane, and I'm interested to see how it plays out. Oh, 12 minutes left before the game starts. Now on to our final story. Let's talk about Saturday night's main event. Let's talk about it. So, So, this is how John Cena's final match is. He taps out to Gunther. The card itself was okay. I'm getting really sick and tired of Drew McIntyre interfering in everything, though. Like,
yeah, he pissing me off too.
Like, what do you do exactly? Drew, what is your character? If you want to be a pissed off Scott, that's fine. But there has to be some substance in your character other than just being pissed off and interfering in everything that breathes. Charles, what do you think?
About the whole card?
Well, yeah. Before we get to this,
I enjoyed the whole card. It was pretty good to see the younger talent from NXT getting a shot.
And TNA too. I was surprised they let Leon Slater compete.
Yeah, too. Fucking, you say it's fucking